Talking about you got this and you got that, and you gonna murder this one and murder that one. Talking all that bullshit. I'm gonna put it to you like this, yo.
This is for the nerds, this is for the brainiacs, this what we deserve. Go ahead and play it back, you ain't gonna touch me, you not gonna do nothing, you are not above me. I bet you wish you was me, I know that I know.
What is poppin', everybody? And welcome back to another special episode of the Only Friends podcast. Well, you know, it's me and my only friends, which includes, but it's not limited to, Two.
You guys hear the big news?
What was the big news?
Turtle Queen?
It's back.
Turtle coin?
BravoCon, baby.
Oh my!
It's back in Vegas,
fucking
November.
God.
Can't wait.
Well,
It's gonna be a hell of a
my
time.
girlfriend here.
What's that? Yeah, get her here. We'll go. We'll have a party. Michelle is she's been a Bravo insider, if you will, for I don't know, 20 years.
What does
she
it
just
even
got
mean?
like
What does that
top.
mean?
So it's like
Why?
It's like their.
You know what? Hold on.
Their
How dare
membership.
you?
Yeah, how dare you?
How dare you,
Yeah,
sir?
Right.
How dare
Do
you?
not disrespect Michelle and her Bravo insider status.
I
now at tier 1, which means at BravoCon we get to go all the special stuff, meet and greets.
Wow.
Gonna get to meet Joey
You
Gorga.
get to meet Andy Block?
Joey Gorga.
Andy Block is a poker player. No, it's Andy Black.
You're thinking of Andy Cohen.
Andy Cohen.
I hope I get to meet Andy Cohen. He's my hero.
I know very minimal about Bravo because
As you should, Landon.
You'll learn.
I know about like Vanderpump Rules. I know about like
Yes, Vanderpump Rules great.
I only know like very little of this. It wasn't for me.
This is your fault.
I should have never thrown it to my fucking brother.
No,
You know what? Time out. If
Both
anybody
those two assholes were on their phones.
Fucking
and
say
I
it again.
I knew.
Say it again.
I saw them both on their phones. I'm like, well, he's just going to throw it to me. So, you know what? If they're on their phones and you're going to throw it to me,
that's
I'm
not
talking
true.
about
fucking
BravoCon.
dickhead 1 and dickhead 2 over here, literally in their phones. Berkey's moving a mic, and then he tells us it's my fault.
Hold on.
I was trying to go anywhere else but
Conrad,
you today.
You're always the fall guy.
Little does he know.
When you're not, Guapo is, but
Little does
You
he
know
know.
why?
If he sent it to either of us, the phone would be offset.
Of course.
And we'd be ready.
I heard him
It'd be no issue.
I heard him dragging out the intro, positive that he was throwing it to me.
I was throwing it to you until I heard moving around and shit.
You're so full.
We've done this 650 times.
Yeah, it's just like the only times that
the
you've ever
funniest?
caught me. Why do I have no camera?
Do you need one?
There we go.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, you want to be heard?
Yes. Right.
You know, it's just my show.
It's our show,
Yeah, what the fuck's
motherfucker.
wrong with you?
All right, well,
show.
I'll tell you what.
It's
Let me not
crazy.
show up for a day.
No,
You haven't.
Let's see how this thing
Bye.
runs.
It will.
Those were in the Melissa days.
Perfectly
Right.
None of you can
motherfucking
carry
fine.
the fucking weight.
Don't let
You guys
the-
will talk about BravoCon.
Don't let the
for that.
door
And
hit
that's
your
what
ego
we'll
on
do
the way
then.
out.
All right, buddy. You guys, you guys got this one all to yourselves next Thursday and Friday.
The
Deal.
fans are here for
Sure.
Tortoise and Guapo.
You know what
Get
I
it
mean?
right.
That's cool. That's Conrad.
They like
Get your Tortoise and Guaps in the chat right now. Let them know.
I only like Tortoise and Guapo.
Exactly.
They mind their business.
I don't think people get that reference.
What's poppin', Berk?
You fucking idiot. So, in all of our haste yesterday, as Conrad shouted out the third place finisher of the BetMGM series at Borgata, I believe. Did you happen to miss that DePaulo was at this final table?
No, I knew that.
And Kitty Quo?
Kitty had all the chips for most of the day,
I
too.
don't know where Kitty finished, but
I think fourth.
okay. Well, DePaulo, apparently they went around the horn. They asked them to introduce themselves with a little wave, and Ryan gave them a very DePaulo-like greeting.
Welcome back to the 2025 Winter Poker Open Championship. Thomas McNicholas there from
How did they get away with
PA,
playing this song?
Kickoff Series of
That just got
2025.
us.
And you'll know this, man. Ryan DePaulo, a couple of birds, and other gestures.
That was inappropriate.
Welcome back to the 2000.
It's on brand.
Poker's lucky to have DePaulo.
It's
Honestly, I'm not kidding. I'm saying that sincerely.
He's the best. He doesn't give a fuck.
He's
It's the first nice thing you said about
a
him.
necessary evil. if you will.
Why does it have to be an evil?
What do you mean? He just pulled the Nagy on stream.
Right. Yeah. If there's two devils on your shoulder, or an angel and a devil on your shoulder, which one do you think DePaulo is?
Angel.
Yeah.
He's such a sweet guy.
Oh, he's a sweet guy for sure. He just,
lovely.
he's
Lovely
in there
human.
telling you to do some funky stuff.
He's a gift to the.
A gift is a word.
I didn't say it was a good gift. I just said it was a gift. He's a gift to the community at large.
I will not stand for this fucking DePaulo slander.
Who's slandering? I'm complimenting the guy. I'm literally
Backhanded.
saying we.
Yeah, that. Tell him, Bravo.
This is what we need. Is more Ryan DePaulos of the world. I mean, this is the underbelly of poker. This is what's really happening at its core. Not these fucking robots out here dressing up in Christmas suits. Looking like the goddamn drummer king. Drummer boy, whatever.
What the hell are you talking about?
talking about our man Jungleman. I don't know what's I assume this is a Chinese New Year
Yeah, it is.
type of situation. Now I have to say he brought this on himself.
Hold on. 新年快乐. That means Happy New Year.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Good for you.
Look at you.
He's been on the Duolingo.
120 days in a row.
Good for you, brother. I see you on that grind.
He's trying to get into Macau private game.
The only thing this kid's fucking consistent with is the one thing that doesn't matter.
Hell yeah,
How many
brother.
days in a row have you been to the gym? Not 120. How many days in a row have you been grinding?
Hey,
Not
man,
120.
120 was real a couple years ago, and I was really obese.
Yeah.
You were there for the 120.
No, I get it. Yeah, I get it. You just go hard into things until you get
120?
competent days in a row.
Yeah.
Oh, days in a row.
I did more than that. I did a full year. It wasn't every
So
day,
he's
it
done
was
4
close.
straight months of Duolingo. This is how he does it. He sprints things.
Is it a myth that you need a day to have your body rest? You just go hard for 4 months straight?
Well,
if you're not an athlete who's actually training to 80 to 95% of their capacity.
If you're not an athlete that's living to die.
I mean, it's just most people train to 50 or 60% capacity. What the fuck do you need rest for? You're literally resting while you work.
No, I'm seriously asking.
I'm seriously answering.
Yeah.
To overtrain is to get I can't think of the actual long word, but it's like Rabo.
Yeah.
Where you are so filled with lactic
That's
acid.
what happened with Larry Wheels.
I don't know who that is.
He's a
He's a
sick
bodybuilder,
bodybuilder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like I have-
massive guy.
Right.
He got
the
he
type of
trained
person.
so hard.
It happened to
Right. Gotcha.
Goggins also.
Yeah.
Running.
I mean, I guess that makes sense.
To train to the degree. I mean, I've
Like
seen
a rest day for me would be like doing yoga. Yoga's my rest day.
I mean,
Even
sure.
if you didn't do yoga,
brother,
brother
P90X3 is a rest day every day. Well, those are active rest days, as far as I'm concerned.
You're
No offense.
active, but you're actively resting.
No offense. It's great. Look, I'm not trying to slight you. It's great.
He's sliding.
What about P90X too?
I'm being honest.
And one.
30 minutes of some sort of active, some sort of activity and exercise a day is wonderful.
I did incinerator today, motherfucker.
And
I'm fucking shredded.
I'm not trying to slight anybody.
Burned all the gas in the tank.
You didn't.
I couldn't move at the end of it.
I'm not trying to slight anybody that this is their protocol. Everybody has different goals, and as long as you're moving, you're keeping yourself healthy and young, and you're going to live a lot longer, and you're going to be healthier, and your all-cause mortality is going to be lower, and all of these great things. But if you want to start talking overtraining, then you're talking a totally different echelon. The type of people that need rest are the type of people that are pushing themselves to a degree where their body's actually physically breaking down throughout the course of a workout.
And let's get something clear. That's not you.
It's not me either.
Right.
I work out 7 days a week.
to put that
You
out
said
there
my
'cause-
body's not breaking down throughout the course of the workout?
You're doing a little bit of. You're doing enough damage that
Look,
you
Brian,
might
we love
grow
you,
a muscle here and
but
there.
you and Larry Wheels are two different people.
Yeah, not the same camp, bro.
Wait, Brian
You know?
Wheels ain't a thing?
He's the
No.
turtle and he's Wheels. Wheels is fast, turtle is slow.
Me and my abs will come talk to you in 6
Yeah.
weeks. I mean, 6 months.
And that's the
not 6
thing.
weeks.
Not
6 months.
6 years maybe. We'll
And
get
that's
there.
the thing. It's possible to get lean and in good shape without blowing yourself out and going 90 to 100. The people that are potentially
Why do it?
The people that are potentially overtraining are training for a much larger goal than just aesthetics, whether it's to be on stage as a bodybuilder, to run a Ironman, what the fuck are they called? Ultra marathons. To do these extreme activities. These are the type of people that run the risk of overtraining.
I'm doing it to build and maintain muscle and have a healthy cardiovascular system.
Yeah, so that's you cannot.
You're doing what you're doing.
You cannot overtrain that. I assure you.
Perfect.
I assure you that.
Good. I don't want to.
You could do 2 a days.
All right. I don't want to blow a gasket.
I assure you
in your tank.
Yeah.
the closest thing that you'll run the risk of is like a sprain. You know, you might just like have some poor form here and there, and now the compounding volume of it all might lead to a little bit of tendonitis.
Tear a rotator cuff.
You ain't gonna tear shit. You're using 50-pound Bowflex dumbbells. You ain't gonna tear nothing, man.
50 pounds over your head?
Honestly,
you ain't gonna tear nothing.
You might
My shoulder hurts right now.
He might tear something if he's not like stretching or something and doing something stupid.
Really, really improbable. Really, he does yoga once a week. Really improbable.
He does. He stretches.
I do.
Really,
Yoga X, my brother.
I understand. I understand. My tone here is very condescending.
It
but
is.
But it's not. It's not because of.
That's just your natural tone.
It's. I'm not trying to undermine the things that you do.
Yes,
I'm condescending the type of people that aren't all that active and believe in overtraining. It's like it's just a cop out, man.
I
It's
also
like,
get about 2 miles of walking in a day too.
that's. Yeah, you're a human being. Oh, congratulations. You took 5,000 steps today.
Most human beings don't.
Well, they're
Not in
fat.
this country.
Most people are just fat and lazy.
It's not a good thing that doing the bare minimum means
Right.
you're beating the average that is fat people.
Yeah, it's just like
Wait. Why are we talking about Landon?
Overtraining is aligned with Rabo. If you're not doing things that could potentially lead to Rabo, then you have
What's
no.
Rabo?
Yeah, can you
It's a buildup of lactic acid to the degree where effectively you're poisoning your body. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Like you just
doesn't sound like something.
you start pissing brown.
Okay, so that doesn't sound healthy.
Kidneys shut down. No, of course not. But like again, you need to go run an ultra
So I need
marathon.
to do that to have 1 day off.
No, but
It's
I'm saying
rhabdo for what it's
rhabdo.
worth.
Sorry, yes, yeah.
For
It's like
rhabdomyol-
rhabdomyolysis or something. like that.
Rhabdomyolysis.
Myolysis, yeah.
It's a rare muscle injury where your muscles break down, life-threatening condition that can happen after an injury or excessive
brother.
exercise without rest.
Correct. Yeah.
That's what we're striving
This
for.
is like 24 hours of Creed in the garage, non-stop rowing, and who's going to carry the boats?
I met a guy.
This is what I
met a
experienced
guy
after
who,
lovemaking.
I met a
Ravager Guapo's got rhabdo.
Base squad.
needs a day or two off.
With or
I
without kissing, though.
Definitely
no,
without.
no kissing.
No kissing.
No
I would
kissing.
probably die.
You can't go that hard.
Right.
I can't go
That would be
I
the
can't
that
go
would be the
hard.
straw that would break the camel's
Literally the
back.
kiss of death.
There's so many jokes here, but we're just going to move on. I digress.
You can't go that hard and have time for a little mouth hockey.
What is that?
Like I met a guy who had a
tonsil
team of
hockey?
4 or a team of 5. I can't remember, but they rowed across either the Atlantic or the Pacific. I think it was the Atlantic. I think they rowed from the East Coast to London.
We ride at dawn.
They fucking rowed this over like 30 days. None of them died. None of them got rhabdo. None of them overtrained.
They rode.
Yeah. You know what they did to train for this? 10,000 meters every single day.
That a lot?
On the rower. Yeah, it's a fucking lot. It's a fucking lot. It's a lot of meters. Like on average, you're rowing like maybe 1,000 every 3 minutes. Well,
What's one row? How many meters is that?
probably
Does it
like
break
10.
down like that?
Maybe like 10. But yeah, it depends on your pace and everything
So
else.
you have to do 1,000 of those.
Yeah, but like that's not the way to think about it. It's more time.
Okay.
So like
and it gets
10,000
harder with every row because you're not moving out of the seat.
You're right.
10,000 meters would be like running a couple miles. It's probably like a 20 to 30 minute row.
Okay.
But like that's hundreds of thousands of meters in preparation for this to
like-
row across the fucking Atlantic. And like they got blisters, they got beat up, but nobody was like, man, I don't know, maybe we should just like chill in the North Pacific or the North
Was
Atlantic
there like
today.
a
Take
boat
a day
along
off.
with them, like an actual boat that they could just like,
I don't
in
think
case
so.
like, you know, the perfect storm came up?
They just had a radio.
Yeah.
He did say that they like did a lot to like map the weather. I think there was a point where they had to. It got longer.
We have cruise ships now, guys. You don't have to do
I think they
that.
had to like
We have
reroute.
planes.
I think at one point they had to reroute because of weather, so it extended their trip by like a day or two. But yeah, it was like 31 days to row across. Overtraining is like largely a myth.
I got it.
For anybody who's considering like, can I overtrain or not? I promise you can't. The people who could potentially overtrain are hyper aware of the line of overtraining.
Right. You don't ask the question of can I overtrain?
Correct.
You're
Like,
training so hard that like you're like, yeah, this might happen.
I would say, and you might disagree, but I would say that the P90X3 workouts are I'm working out harder than the majority of the people that go to the gym. Now,
that could be true.
Yeah, right. Like not you. I'm not gonna say you, obviously, but you're probably one of the top people. But like the average person that goes to the gym, this is tougher.
Well,
I mean, it really comes down to the intensity, right? Like, if you're doing a 30-minute workout and you're going super fucking hard,
it's
one thing.
intense.
Or if you have
the whole
a
way
30-minute
through
workout and you're
right.
not going really hard, that's
Did you hear him? He did the incinerator.
but he
burned.
it's all apples to oranges.
I would bet
going hard is just adding like an increased heart rate. Like I can lift super fucking heavy over 30 minutes and my heart rate might not get above 110.
My heart rate's up.
Yeah, because
every
you're
time.
doing short impact
Intervals.
Yeah, you're doing hit
cardio adjacent.
Right, so that it's apples to oranges.
Right. It's like when I'm doing like
I might not break a sweat, but I've accomplished as much or more depending on what your goals.
Like they have a
Is P90X something like this? Like you go like this, 1 and 2
that's
and 3
no.
and 4
I
and
mean,
5 and
no.
6 and
Is that
7
is Conrad the new Richard Simmons?
I don't know what Conrad's
New
doing.
Richard
That's typo.
Simmons?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I mean, no. It's,
Originated in Erie, Billy Blanks.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like lower weight training. Like
It's high reps, low weight.
right. It is
No
high
breaks.
reps, low rate. Yeah. Not a lot of breaks.
It's a trick to make you think you're working really, really, really hard.
A lot of squats.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not that you're not working hard. It's just that honestly, like this, when you say like I'm going harder than most people that go to the gym, it's like, well, you're programmed into something that is very structured, very fast, and allows you to have no breaks.
Sounds like rhabdo
which
to me.
mentally feels like you're hitting walls faster. But all that's happening is that your heart rate is continually increasing, which is making everything that you do more difficult. So it's like on one hand,
that's very accurate.
right. So it's like on one hand, it's very cardiovascular intensive. So that's very challenging.
Right. Because like even when I do like they have like there's like an eccentric workout and it's like an upper body eccentric workout, but it's so fast paced that my heart rate is up like the whole time, even though I'm not actually doing cardio. I'm doing weight training, but it's
eccentric shouldn't really be as fast paced, but eccentric,
it's not. I mean, because obviously you're going down
right,
slow,
but eccentric will always increase your heart rate because of the increased strain.
The strain on your back.
Point is that you may not like. Are you getting a good cardiovascular workout? Yes. Are you burning fat? Very likely. Are you actually getting stronger? Maybe not. But it's all about like where your goals align.
Yeah.
Lando, you realize you have 98% of the United States of America absolutely hating you right now?
Yes.
Yes.
You have a Kansas City fucking Chiefs pullover on?
Yeah.
Aren't you a Dolphins fan? What
Not
is
really
wrong with you?
Look, man, I got indoctrinated when my girlfriend is from Kansas.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Oh my God.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
And the pain, man.
It's Red Friday, apparently.
The only pain I have is that this would have been a great transition into Weekend Warrior 50 minutes from now.
Yeah.
Instead of
just like looking at the comments and seeing what people are saying and being like, why is he wearing the Chiefs?
Well, it's true.
Look, man,
and then we had to go somewhere.
The great thing about being indoctrinated into this, to call it the Chiefs Kingdom, is that I'm aware of how biased the refs are. Where like I watch games with Mallory and I'm like, that's bullshit. And she's like, yeah, I guess you're kind of right. Like as long as we can accept that there's like the Chiefs and refs and it's 14 versus 11. Well, it'll be great.
I gotta tell you, as a team or a fan of a team that has had a lot of calls go against them and had a lot of calls go for them, people say that they, stole the Super Bowl. I don't care. I don't care.
This is cognitive dissonance the word? I don't know if that's the right terminology.
Are you sure it's not rhabdo?
So in the last 2 years, in the fourth quarter or overtime of a one-score game, Kansas City opponents have been called for 48 penalties. Guess how many Kansas City has been called for?
3. 6.
47.
Exactly 47.
Sure.
Exactly 47.
He caught the trick question of the cognitive dissonance.
No, but like that's it's people like they see what they want to see, right? They think
but
that like the
context also matters.
If there's a third and
I
15,
gave context.
How about like in the last
Yes, I did.
3
greater
minutes?
context.
Yeah, like the last 3 minutes of the game or something along
It
those
is
lines.
the fourth quarter or overtime. So late in the game in a one-score game.
Right, but there's a huge difference between getting called for an offside versus getting called for a PI that
or
gets
roughing
the ball
the
at the
passer.
one. Yeah.
Like when Mahomes slid.
How many personal fouls between the two
it's
teams?
Basketball now.
How many false starts on their fucking right tackle is
is
being called? Because that motherfucker moves.
Yeah, it's a lot of false starts.
Oh, yeah, he does cheat, but that's okay.
He cheats hard.
The whole league has decided he's allowed to cheat.
Well, like, good example, like versus the Texans when Mahomes got hit very legally, and they called roughing the passer. And then when he slid, and they hit each other, and they called personal foul when he slid too late.
I just think it's a situation where people, it's just like with poker where like they're like, I always get unlucky. I always take the bad beat, and this guy's always lucky and he always wins. Like if
it's a 3rd and 15 and you get called for roughing the pass and the Chiefs get a first down and Mahomes is going to score, like
I think they're just better than everybody else. They've been better than everybody else for a better part of a decade, and that's why they always win.
Classic Taylor Swift fan.
Ephraim's doubling down with us.
I'm not a Chiefs fan.
He says that's also not really how it works. This was a known thing in the NBA called cooking the books, where there would be a fix for a team where big spots fouls were called that weren't close. So,
yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah,
that's
what I'm saying. Ephraim doubled down with us.
Yeah.
Like even though there's 47-48, the 47 could be like
I get what you're saying.
Like a false start, like with 15 minutes left in the fourth versus a roughing the passer.
Yeah, you'd
PI.
have to see how they broke down to like see how much impact each one had. Right, but I just think that it's probably not as bad as people make it out to be. But it's one of those things is that like when a call goes their way late in the game, everybody recognizes, but when the call goes late in the other side, they just forget about it.
That's because we haven't seen it.
Right. It's just that's what I'm saying. Like you see what you want to see.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm pretty sure it's just
I would bet. I would bet that there's been more impactful calls for the Chiefs
by like a significant
by whatever we define as a significant amount. I would bet that the calls have impacted their win-loss total more.
Do you think this is just random variance, or do you think that this is?
No. They showed the squad that refereed their game last week in the playoffs. The Chiefs were 12-0 whenever this guy was the head referee.
Yeah, but that's a very small sample size.
We called it sure, but
it's 12-0, not 8-5 or sorry, 8-4 or anything along those lines. It wasn't that they were just winning; they were never losing.
They don't
lose very many games. They've only lost a handful of games in the last 5 years.
That's why.
Is that why, or is it because?
Okay, well, the head ref of this week's crew chief
is 6-5.
6-5 or 8-7. I can't remember, but they're only one game better than, and that. Similar.
Let me change my weekend words.
I was just thinking the same.
Maybe this is part of the shtick, because they say, "Oh, like now he's 8-7, well now they're about to be 9-7."
Maybe who knows? But maybe they just get reffed a little bit more fairly this week. Who knows? We'll see.
Maybe
God can only hope. I'm tired of this shit.
The Chiefs are really bad before they were good, though. They were really bad.
They weren't really bad.
When Alex Smith
was, they were in the playoffs.
Didn't they go?
They were the Steelers.
No,
they were literally the Steelers with Alex Smith.
Yeah.
They were truly the Steelers. They had a good defense. They had a good line. They
had
Kareem Hunt.
Hold on. No, before Kareem Hunt. They had one of the best running backs in the league.
Oh, yeah.
The fuck's
Jamal
his name?
Charles.
Yes.
Jamal Charles.
No, yes. And maybe even before.
Jamal Charles and Kareem Hunt were both a part of the same backfield. Kareem Hunt came in as
Larry Johnson.
There we go.
That was way
Larry
back.
Johnson.
That was like in the 90s.
They were that wasn't in the 90s, but it was the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Early 2000s.
He was at Penn State like 2004, 2003,
They were the Steelers.
Maybe.
And there was a lot of heartbreak for the Steelers. Now, isn't there?
Well, this is my whole point. They were the Steelers, and then they got a franchise quarterback, and now they're the Chiefs. This is the way the NFL works. I don't know why people are so unwilling to just accept this as fact. Like the Steelers are in a holding pattern right now, but that has nothing to do with coaching. It has nothing to do with ownership. It has everything to do with just not having Josh Allen fall into their fucking lap. At some point they'll draft somebody. Maybe Fields is the guy. Probably fucking not. You have to deal with Burrows and Lamar twice a year in your division. You have to deal with Mahomes in your conference. You have to deal with Allen in your conference. You know what I mean? It's like maybe this isn't the era where the fucking Steelers go out and win. Like Pete Carroll signed to be the head coach of the Raiders today, and they're talking like, oh man, this is the toughest division in football. They got Pete Carroll in Las Vegas. They got Andy Reid in Kansas City. They got Sean Payton in Denver, and they got Harbaugh in San Diego. Like, what's a tougher division? I'm like, I don't know. Maybe the one with all the fucking talent.
Maybe the one with people that play on the field versus coach them.
Like, you think Pete fucking Carroll at 73 with no goddamn quarterback is just going to come in and reinvent the Raiders? I promise you he's not. Maybe in 10 years, he'll be dead.
I'm quite
I don't
curious.
know. That man might never die.
I'm quite
That's
curious on like trying to figure out how to look at a stat on how many coaches lost games with time management. I know it's so hard because
it's impossible because they're all bad at it.
with time
Just
management
across
and the fucking
it all comes out in the wash. You can't point to a single NFL coach who like has it dialed in. It's to the point where like I think that I don't understand it. I think I don't understand the value of a timeout as somebody who understands data and game theory relatively well. Everybody burns them so willy-nilly in the second half that I'm just convinced that I'm the one that's wrong.
It's crazy because like I can't tell you how many games me and Berkey have watched together this year, and we're just like looking. It's like, what the fuck is going on with this clock management? Like the timeouts are just horrible.
A lot of times they'll like they'll call timeout in the second half to like prevent a delayed game where they're like.
It's like 3rd and 12.
Yeah, it's like 3rd and 12 on their own like 20. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I mean, all that falls on the quarterback and the coaching and everything. Whatever. I digress. I don't care about this. Weekend Warriors at the end of the show.
That's right.
The Steelers are going to win the Super Bowl next year.
Hey, you heard it here from Efro first. He said if they got Mahomes, they would be on par with the Chiefs currently. I concur, sir.
The Jets too.
Shut up.
And the Giants.
I'm tired of this fucking hate.
And the Raiders.
Win something then.
We did.
You won, Aaron
Super Bowl
Rodgers.
1 does not count.
It doesn't?
Not anymore.
All right, well, I'm a Giants fan. We got 3 of them.
Super Bowl 1.
You won it with a Yinzer, too.
You did.
Fucking name it.
Wait, when is the Hall of Fame ballots or whatever? When does that happen?
Who's our
not
argument?
till off season.
Who's our argument
But
about?
judging by the class, I think he's right. I think Eli will get in.
Oh,
First ballot?
Yeah, everybody
The
heard
class
that?
is really not.
I'm about to pull a Guapo.
strong.
You guys heard that? I think it was, I think he's right.
Yes.
Those 4 words never
Right.
come out of his mouth before.
No.
Everybody, just take picture. Thank you.
The sick thing is
mental image.
the sick thing is too is that like it's a soft class. I think that's going to lead to Eli being a first ballot guy, and like Hines Ward is still drawing dead.
What about Steve Smith? First ballot or no?
I don't think so.
I mean, since we're on the Hall of Fame talk, can we talk about how fucking bad Ichiro just got snubbed?
What are you talking about?
I mean, he got in, but one person
didn't vote for him.
That's insanity.
He got snubbed, but he got in. What snub?
He did not get snubbed.
I mean,
He got 99
you know,
point
he got
some
snubbed
percent.
as
of
we
votes.
got snubbed.
defense, it is pretty insane not to vote for him. Like,
Yeah,
what are you thinking?
I think I saw a stat in recent history. I think Griffey was the only unanimous one that got in.
And
I mean, there's just always going to be somebody who.
Was CC unanimous?
No, nobody on this ballot.
One contrarian to another.
Okay.
Well, it's like I don't know.
Berkey was the one vote.
Well, it's like I don't know how the voting works, but like let's say you have let's say it's like GPI where you have 3 people that you rank and you just know Ichiro's always in,
Right.
But you have a fringe guy that you're desperately trying to
That you want in.
amplify.
Yes.
It's like you're not going to vote for Ichiro
For sure.
That's probably what happened.
maybe, but I'm not confident in how they vote, so I could just be
Right.
I
But
could
you
be
just
right.
gave an example of how it could happen.
How is
Sure.
it? Yeah.
Who is Billy Wagner?
Snub means you didn't get in.
Listen, the lore of Billy Wagner is one that children should know about. This man,
I know about Bobby Wagner.
this man is right-handed. Okay, just know that he's right-handed. He broke his clavicle as a sophomore or a junior in high school playing football.
You're going to tell me he switched to left?
Not just switched to left. He taught himself to throw left-handed as a 16 or 17-year-old in high school, got drafted, and was pumping 101 as a closer.
What?
For 2 decades.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Natural righty.
No, I didn't know that.
Throwing 6 figures. 3 figures.
6 figures. This guy's throwing the speed of light, baby.
That's pretty fucking fast.
I've been playing a lot of high stakes. 100 to me is 100,000.
Right, I get it.
I feel bad for the catcher.
There was no catcher behind him.
He
This
just
is a
has a
guess.
hole in him.
Yeah, so does the ump.
Oh, man.
So is he really a natural lefty who figured it out too late? I don't know. But like that's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard of in my entire life.
Yeah, he
Absolutely
had to be
insane.
able to throw with his left hand already. Like, he had to be like, honestly, like, if anybody in this room takes their opposite hand, like, we're going to look really fucking stupid. Like, we can't even do the motion, really.
Yeah.
No,
Like-
I can throw right-handed, but There's no way I could.
I thought you were going to say it was like a Henry Rosengarten situation.
Sort of, just the other arm.
What is this?
Whoa. You ever saw Rookie of the Year? Oh my
God damn it! What is wrong?
It might have actually been based off of Billy.
Yeah,
Wagner.
it's like this.
He broke
like,
his arm and then like as like a 14-year-old, and then was able to throw like 100 miles an hour.
And he got drafted by the Cubs and
as
like,
a kid.
Yeah.
Is this a true story?
No.
Oh my God.
I mean, what do you mean? This guy just did the same thing.
You're so
Listen, the way
adorable.
they found out was he was in the outfield or in the bleachers, whatever, and he caught a home run ball, and they're like, throw it back. Throw it back.
Throws it all the way
Launches it up. Boom. Just throws like fucking 300 miles. Actually, 1,000 miles per hour.
Yeah. Six figures.
100,000.
100,000.
100,000. Get it right.
I thought if it's based off a true story, then I guess there was a true story adjacent.
It's a reach. It's a reach, but hey, you didn't know. You don't know the context. This is it.
Of course. Okay, then. Oh, all right. Like,
Nice.
Oh my God. It's so funny to watch the motion too.
Yeah.
Like clearly the kid's never thrown a ball before.
No, and also if you could throw 100 miles an hour, you can't just like wind up drop step throw
it's just elbow hand.
the outfield to home plate on a line.
You can when you're Henry Rosengarten.
Right.
This is like one of the best movies ever, honestly.
So
it's
good.
so wholesome.
okay, if I
it's
saw
so
that
good.
clip, I'd be like, this isn't real, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's not be like, what's wrong with you? Let's relax.
Look.
This is that. What year did that movie come out?
90
something.
maybe.
Okay, before I was born.
So was Rounders.
A lot of things came out before you were born.
Rounders
Brandon.
is different.
Mm.
The difference is my attitude.
Something stand the test of time, and Rookie of the Year is right up there.
It's so good.
Did it
man.
really?
You have to watch it.
I mean, there's only a handful of really good baseball movies. Rookie of the
I think
Year.
Sandlot's got to be.
Sandlot is
God.
Sandlot's
legendary.
like- yeah.
Sandlot's
Wait,
like
hold on. Do you guys
a
see his
rite of
face?
passage.
I know
Field of
about the
Dreams.
Sandlot. I know about the Sandlot. I know about the dog.
Did you watch it though?
Yeah, I've watched it. but-
Okay.
Have you watched Field of
Field of Dreams is like
No,
a
haven't
must
seen
see.
Major League.
Major League, obviously, and
Haven't
Bull
seen
Durham are like the top 5.
Wait, what's the last one?
Bull Durham.
Oh, I never saw this.
Kevin Costner's been in all the good baseball
Yeah,
movies.
for the love of the game.
Yeah, that movie's pretty bad.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just pointing out that he's been in another. That's in their.
I saw
baseball
Field of
movies.
Dreams and Bull Durham are a lot
I
more
saw
notable.
Moneyball.
Okay, Moneyball's
That's
great.
a good one.
Oh,
That's a
Moneyball's
good one,
great.
Yeah, that's up there.
It's only like baseball adjacent, though.
It's more like
It's a Michael Lewis type of,
it's more like The Big Short adjacent.
well, same author.
Yeah,
Wait, really?
Yeah. Michael
Wow.
Lewis wrote both.
Look at that.
look at that.
No.
I didn't even know that.
Now you understand.
When you know, you know.
When you know, you know. Speaking of knowing, it would appear as though Jaffe knows that Jungleman is dressed like a Christmas tree. Actually, he kind of looks like the Little Mermaid in this one. I'm not trying to throw shade Jungle's way, but he did ask to rate his swag.
Touch my swag.
And to notice the pin. I will say this, like
right.
if I'm giving a quick rundown here, it looks a little sloppy.
Fit check.
You could do better with the undershirt, but I
Where's the
do
picture?
appreciate the fact that it's actually black on black this time. I don't know if you guys recall, but when he did his big acceptance speech at the
Black on
GPIs,
Navy.
somehow he just must have had like 3 suits laying around at home and just grabbed a hodgepodge of like a black suit jacket, dark navy blue pants, and like boots.
I'm actually pretty excited for this because I haven't
Brown
seen it
boots.
I mean, it was absolutely incredible. So this is at least like well put together. It seems like the blazer goes with the pants pretty well. The Little Mermaid pin, I don't know what's going on there.
Just trying to
We
be
should
human.
get him on for Wardrobe Wednesday.
I think he would do really well.
Hell
actually.
yeah, brother.
Actually, I do. However, I don't think he was very happy with Will's feedback. Will said one of the things that's always blown my mind about high stakes players is how terribly they dress. I get that. It's funny too because it's like objectively this is not great. But it's not like Dankness is out here rocking to the fucking nines.
No.
I mean, I thought he was the kid from The Sandlot in his video entrance.
Oh,
with
yeah,
the hat.
that's fair. He said, "I get that it's not. I get that it's great not to have a boss or anyone you need to impress, but if you have millions and there isn't some desire to not look like a waiter from a shitty Chinese restaurant, that I thought was good." And Jungle obviously clapped back.
That response is so funny.
Called him a dumbass. He said this post was facetious and I wasn't really trying. The joke was missed. I will say that if it was facetious.
If you're saying like rate my swag and then saying you're not really trying.
Yeah, that'd be like you doing the fit check, and then when we dust you every single week, being like, "Bro, I was memeing.
I literally won a week.
I was memeing."
Brian, don't let him do this. I won a week. You remember this too.
I'm not saying you
don't
weren't.
Don't you dare.
I'm
Look
just saying.
Look at this guy.
I'm just saying if we were trashing you over it and you were like, I wasn't really trying, it's like, well, yeah, you fucking were. You wanted to do Wardrobe Wednesdays.
That's fair, but I did try and I did win a couple weeks.
Right.
And you can.
I think we all won.
Take that one.
So you challenged him to a commentate off.
A commentate off.
Whatever that means. I'm not sure what it means. And Dankness came in hot this morning.
They could do it for the Academy.
He really does look like
the kid from the Sandlot.
The kid from the Sandlot. Benny the Jet.
Look at him.
Or is it Yeah? He looks like Yeah.
This is the catcher.
I get the feeling nobody said anything you didn't want to hear for a long time. So just a heads up, that's what this is going to be. You post a pic of yourself saying, rate my swag. And I go ahead and rate your swag. I might have been a little hard on you, but personally, I don't think anybody who has millions of dollars should dress up like a maitre d' at a dim sum place. That's just my own opinion. Whatever. But then, you act like I've been coming at you for years. Coming after you, I got this crazy vendetta. Buddy, you know how many times I wanted to light you up on here? You know how much you embarrass yourself constantly? I didn't say shit. Because despite all the success you've had in the poker world, it still felt like punching down. But now you've left me with no choice. So, I mean, a few years ago, you give a fucking 10-minute speech at the Global Poker Awards about how great it feels to give back. You know, poker's given you so much. Just want to give back. You think you're the Gandhi of the gambling world? Because you dress up like Willy Wonka with a flute and stop play at the World Series to bring 10 midgets out? Fuck out of here, bro. Get it quietly. And then, I mean, you talk all this talk about wanting to out scammers. We need to out scammers in the poker world. Buddy, weren't you part of the Jarrah scandal back in the day? I don't know how you walked away from that scot-free and Hasib Qureshi took all the blame, but great job with that one. But then, just a fucking few years ago, you admit to cheating Dan Blazarian and Bill Perkins out of a bunch of money on apps. You know, ghosting some Indian guy. And now you're gonna be the fucking arbiter of truth? You fucking serious? And so what do? First scandal you expose, David Oppenheim. Guy's been playing the highest stakes in the world for 30 years. Nobody's had a bad word to say about him. You come out and out him as a scammer because of some iffy bet you made with him about who looks better, who's better looking, and he didn't want to follow through, and God forbid he didn't want that to go public, because who the fuck would? That's what you do. I mean, it's just pathetic, man. You act like you post about how the whole crew wanted to meet you. I didn't want to meet you at Live at the Bike. Are you fucking Muhammad Ali? Get the fuck out of here. Shake your hand. Suck my dick, bro. Give a fuck. I mean, you talk about how I've been ducking you in a commentate off? Are you serious, bro? You can barely even speak. Dude, I've been fucking dying for commentary work. Nobody hire me. I work for the fucking Moneymaker Poker Tour at this point. Commentate off with you? Let's go, bro.
Unbelievable.
Shake my hand? Suck my dick.
That was
It's so good.
Man, he's back.
I mean, I love Jungle, but this is Will's best work in a long fucking time.
It's because it's authentic. You can tell he's like literally pissed. Like when he really feels the emotion and he just grabs the camera and goes. That's when he's at his best.
We talked about this when he was on here last.
Yeah, right.
He found the fucking inspiration he needed.
If you just don't force it, just let it come to you. When it comes, do that.
This was not forced whatsoever. This was pure.
Yeah, he needed to get it out. The demons were eating him. And you know what? As a content consumer, I'm here for it.
It's not your fault, Jungle.
It's a little bit his fault.
Not your fault.
A little bit his fault.
It is your fault.
But Dankness made no wrong turns there. Tell me where he's wrong.
Shake my hand. Suck my dick. That's a strong one line.
The Gandhi of the poker world?
It was so good.
All right.
I mean,
this is peak Will content.
He actually said, "Are you the Gandhi of the gambling world?" Which is even better because it's alliterative.
Right. No.
See, he's just—I don't know if he did it on purpose, but was nice.
Well,
Flows off the tongue.
Congrats, Will. You fucking cooked.
Yeah.
You did cook on that one.
And Jungle served it.
On a platter.
Yeah.
Man.
On a more serious note, PokerOrg did an interview this week with Tiffany Michelle. She was discussing how she had basically lost her home in the fire. Some harrowing details. She actually got to like watch the place burn via her ring cam, which is fucking wild to think about.
Oh my God.
There's a lot of people like that. That happened to. Yeah.
So I mean, it's obviously extremely tragic. They're still getting the fires under wraps. I think the last I checked, they were like 60% contained, something along those lines. And I can't imagine being homeless in this particular time. Although, to be fair, if ever there's a time for like a tragedy like this to happen, it's nice that it's 2025 when there are things like Airbnb, like so many crowdsourced options to have temporary living without having to, uproot everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I think
they were donating stuff, right? Airbnb. I think they were donating like houses for people to come stay.
Yeah, I think so. But I think they had no choice. If I remember correctly, like day one of the Palisades fire, people were like posting Airbnb stuff where they had trips to California booked and obviously had to cancel last minute because shit was on fire and they weren't getting refunded.
Oh.
And it's just like, oh my God. But a lot of that's probably automated and I would assume that they've corrected course since then.
Yeah, of course.
I think we have the interview or at least a brief clip of it that Tiffany did with PokerOrg.
My experience with poker and playing poker and my poker mindset and fortitude actually in a lot of ways I think is very subtly contributing to how I'm handling this crisis and disaster.
It's a firestorm fueled by hurricane force winds raining down on America's second biggest city. The flames roaring into the most destructive fires in California's history.
As Danny walked out of the neighborhood and I'm waiting to pick him up to meet him on the PCH, he texts me and he turned back around and he looked at the house and took a video. And you literally see the flames for the first time right behind our house, and his text just said, "It's over." He took the last walk through our neighborhood and he didn't even know it. The amount of people who have reached out or who have opened their doors, the amount of strangers or friends of friends who have just like mailed a check-in and said, "This is for you." And I'm just feeling such a sense of family from PokerOrg right now. I'll be excited for the day I feel like playing again, because I think that'll mean I'm more normal or more whole again. Right now, the idea of sitting down and playing is, I think, oh my God, that sounds like so much work. And it's funny because poker is usually the thing that I love to do, and it's such a treat to do because I love that feeling and I love the game. So I'll be curious to see when it returns to me.
It's pretty wild, like
heartbreaking.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. At the end of the day, it's like, you can kind of compartmentalize a little bit and be like, oh, well, at least it's just stuff. Nobody was hurt. We can always rebuild, but nobody's gonna be better off after this, right? Like you're hopeful to get back to some semblance of normalcy. You hope to be able to rebuild or relocate, whatever the case may be. And so many people are just going to be without for long periods of time. I was reading an article recently where they were talking about the downside effect of this, like downstream, and all the contaminants that are burning up and leaching into the local water system, and it's gonna be years and years, right, for the cleanup to actually take place.
That shit, man. The cleanup part about all this, like people aren't gonna be able to rebuild it, like there, right?
I don't know. I don't know, like how they handle this. I mean, like, the Palisades and Malibu are at least like, kind of a wealthy area. The property's obviously worth a lot.
Yeah, but
like you don't just rebuild a $15 million mansion.
Well, also on top of that, like, unfortunately, I feel like I read somewhere that a lot of insurance companies weren't covering fire in these areas.
I saw people tweeting that. I don't know to what degree, I don't know how wide sweeping that was. Maybe that affected 1% of people, maybe it affected like 80%. I'm not really sure, but my understanding is that like this wasn't, it's random when it happens. So it's like a surprise in that regard, but it wasn't a surprise in the sense that the probability of it happening at some point
happen,
right was reasonably high. And yeah, I mean, it's just like, you know, it's a natural disaster that shit's gonna go poorly. Like, I mean, it took New Orleans a decade to recover from Katrina. They're still feeling the effects in some regard.
It's all hard.
It's like you work so hard, you know, to build like your life, and then it's gone in an instant. It's terrible.
Yeah, I feel really lucky, like just like making this a more personal thing, like where I'm at in my life. I feel like so long as my dogs and friends and people and everybody were safe, there's nothing in my house.
That's the most important thing, right?
You
can. There's things you can replace. There's things you can't. So.
Yeah. But like, I don't know how the insurance aspect of all this works.
Yeah.
I know, like, when I was robbed and I had to file an insurance claim, there's no way that I got anywhere close to 100% of the worth of what was taken. Right? It's like I maybe did 75, 80% as good as I could. But like, you're just never better off after these types of disasters. Which
you got
pretty
robbed.
shitty. Oh yeah, this was like 20.
This was your Barry Bonds jersey?
No, that happened. I think the movers stole it.
Oh, okay.
It was like 2010 or 2011, maybe.
Yeah, 2010.
Like you got stuck up. Like, give me your stuff.
No, so it was 2010. I just moved out on my own for the very first time ever. I was previously living with Lamanna and the guys that I moved out here with, Lamanna, Brent, etc. They moved into a new house, and I wanted a bigger room, and they stuck me in the small room, and I said, I'm out. Too rich for this shit. I'm too rich. I was like, I'm moving home, and they're like, all right, well, see ya. And I was like, well, I'll stick it out for 6 months so I can play the series. So I got my own place. Ironically, it was an apartment complex right across the street from Spanish Trails, which that community is like a very high end. It's where I ended up moving to next. Very high end, wealthy golf community. But apparently, right across the road, not so hot. No, not doing so hot.
Not cooking.
So it's like right off of Rainbow, and I had a corner apartment that was like right. The only thing separating me from Rainbow Boulevard was like an 8-foot wall. And maybe this must have been like week 1 I was living there. I just had my new furniture delivered. Just got my new PlayStation 4, like all types of shit. Brand new computer. I literally think I had played on my new computer once at this point. And it was a Sunday. So the way I had my office set up, it was like facing the outer window that was right next to my living room door. And I remember I grinded online, and I went really deep in like the Stars late rebuy. I think there was like a 3 p.m. $100 rebuy. And I think I got like third in it for 30 or 40K, something like that. So I went to bed at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. And went back into my bedroom. It was a 2-bedroom apartment. Passed out, fell asleep. It had an attached garage where I had my RX-8 at the time. And I locked up, but I guess I didn't lock that window. I closed it, but I guess I didn't lock it. It was one of those sliding ones, just very small, you know, like maybe 3x3, something like that. And I woke up at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I feel like I thought I slept the night through, but I also felt like I got startled at some point in the night, but just didn't fully come to.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me these motherfuckers robbed your house while you were in the house?
10 a.m. Here's the crazy thing.
They never came into the room.
I never keep money on me. Never. But at the time, at least not anymore. But at the time, I was playing 5-10 locally.
Right.
And you just always have like a big chunk of your roll on your person because you want to be able to play bigger. You don't necessarily have a box everywhere. You're jumping casino to casino. So I had 40K in a safe in my room at the time. And they never entered my bedroom. I come out, all my doors are wide open to the outside. Computer's gone, TV's gone, couches.
PlayStation.
We're still there. PlayStation. All the electronic stuff was gone. Basically anything that anybody could grab was gone. My car keys were gone, but they didn't take my car. I was like, well, they just didn't want Grand Theft Auto, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm so confused right now.
Felt so violated.
How did you sleep through this? How does somebody take a television off your wall?
Well, in those days,
it was on a TV stand at that point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But still, yeah.
Still, you got to make some type of noise.
So like weeks later, they were found, and it turned out to be like these teenagers that were getting jumped into a local gang.
No way.
And that was what they had to do. They were just literally, it was just a crime of opportunity. They were literally just going around all that southwest area of like Rainbow and Trop, Rainbow and Russell, Jones, etc. They were just going around the neighborhoods, checking to see if doors or windows were open.
Jesus.
And anytime they were, the four of them went in. I guess they were armed because they ended up shooting an old man in the leg, and that's how they ultimately got caught.
God. How lucky are you that they didn't open your room door?
I don't know what the fuck I would have done.
Yeah.
We know what you would have done. You would have grabbed your baseballs and you would have started throwing them.
It's actually quite possible that they did open your door and they saw that you were in there, and then we're just like,
I think that's it.
Maybe.
Could open it slowly. He's in there. He's like, well, let's just.
Or they just used deductive reasoning and understood that there's a closed door.
The car's here, closed door.
Yeah, probably in there.
I mean, the idea isn't to try to like have like a huge thing go on. You know, if they could get,
they're just trying to get in and out, steal what they can, the easy stuff, and get out.
Yeah, there's no reason for a confrontation. No dogs.
Look, they didn't want confrontation just as much as you.
Right. Take my shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like they got away with that one.
Yeah.
So it's like that's what you like going back to saying like like you can live with losing like some material stuff. Obviously it's awful, but like as long as like you're okay and like
the lack of safety though felt bad
in California. If they're okay, like if you got out with your life and your pet's life, your family's life. That's the most important thing. Even though what has happened is obviously terrible and awful.
The feeling that resonated was like not feeling safe. Like the notion of like I don't know, like being violated of sorts. Somebody was in your space rummaging through all your shit and you were none the wiser.
Like there was a guy, I guess he was in California, he was in Dubai at the time that the fires happened and his house burned down, and he had a cold wallet with $1 million worth of Bitcoin on it, and just his seed phrase written down on a piece of paper, and so it's just gone.
Fuck.
But like that's awful. But like it's better than him being in the house, and God knows what could have happened.
Yeah, of course.
Right. So it's like
if I was in the house,
but like,
I would have grabbed my seed phrase and I would have left.
People are so dumb with valuables.
But like, that's a lesson to people. Like, don't just leave your hard wallet and your seed phrase in your house at all, really, and especially written down on a piece of paper with no backup. Like,
get a box.
Yeah, get a safety deposit box and secure it.
Yeah, I keep nothing of value.
Nothing. No, of course not.
It's really funny. It's like I don't know what we make all this money for. Like outside of the actual house itself, which no one's gonna steal.
Right.
I don't have anything valuable. It's like I have a couple TVs that are a few $100 each.
Yeah.
Those are like the most expensive items in my entire home. Or like my couch. Like who's gonna take my furniture?
We're literally all just gonna get murdered because they're gonna be like, "Where's the money?" And I'm gonna look at him like, "Dude, we have fucking nothing." It was literally like the time I got robbed in a poker game. They came up, they let the guy with all the money run out somehow, and they just looked at us with a shotgun in my face. "Where's the money?" It's like, dude, you let that guy run out. I have $100 on me. Take it.
Connie, if they robbed you, they would have inquired debt.
Conrad just hands him a tab.
I'm like,
it's a mile long.
I'm gonna look at Burke. I'm like, Burke. That's on him now. Oh, we're getting shot. We're still getting shot.
Transferred my debt. Honestly, though, like home break-ins seem like a bad racket these days. Everything's electronic. Like, who the fuck keeps cash?
It's true.
No, you're right.
It's like,
I mean, it's more about jewelry, I assume, which is even worse because you can't really fence it.
Who wears? Well, I mean, I don't wear. I don't think anybody in this room wears a lot of jewelry. So.
No, I mean, there's people that have like expensive watches.
Yeah,
not myself.
Not
obviously.
Not in our house.
You can have my Whoop take over the fucking monthly membership.
Like, here we go, like $60 a month.
Here you go, $30 a month, man. Right. It's gonna cost you more than the actual Whoop itself.
Yeah.
Go nuts. It's your thing, man. I don't know.
I feel like that's how I'm like with travel. Like computer, passport, backpack. Everything else replaceable. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be clothes. Who cares? Can get it at some point.
I'm a big fan of packing in a way where it's like if I forgot something, I could just buy it when I get there.
Yeah. I just don't need this thing unless it's like ID, phone, passport. Like ID, phone, computer. That's it. Yeah. Everything else, who cares?
Yeah. Who cares? Indeed. All right, getting to the Go Studio. Yesterday, we saw a first of its kind. Masato-san
Let's
wins
go.
the 5K. It's his first PGT title. 112 entries, 142.8 to first place. He's the biggest content creator in our space. People don't know it.
Yes.
People don't know it because all of his shit's in Japanese, but he is a massive, massive influencer in our space.
They find out quickly when they sit with him at WSOP, and they have like 7 cameras on him, though.
That's true. That's true.
It was funny because people would ask him yesterday, like how many views he gets on average per YouTube video, and he's like, yeah, I don't know, like 800-900K. Like it wasn't like some big number.
Yeah.
This is the biggest number in the space, man.
Well,
like,
Frankie's doing millions.
Yeah.
with certain videos, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Frankie's definitely cooking. That's for sure.
Imagine,
Not cooking good enough.
Imagine doing
I know, he
million
got snubbed.
views and
He got-
not getting a fucking GPI.
That's snub. That's
nomination in a very niche community where there's maybe 7 of them.
To be fair, he did get nommed. He just didn't make the short list.
Well, you know what?
He and Kitty's video was one of the pieces of content. It just didn't make the short list.
Yeah, I mean,
The voters did not respond.
yeah, I mean, you know, we're gonna get them a short bus, and then we're gonna keep moving. You know,
A short bus for the short list. I mean, it is kind of a problem. Like, I don't know who's on the panel, but there's very few people in this space that watch everything. And I think that that's the tricky part. And it's tough to hit all 4 corners, like have enough people who do watch some things, but not, like, you know, have enough of the, let's say it's 100 voters, have enough of the 100 that watch all the live streams and can add input, have enough of the 100 voters that are industry insiders and can have input on, you know, the brass, if you will, the best TD, the best poker room manager, that type of stuff. Have enough people who are watching the content creators, the vloggers, the podcasters. There's a lot of shit, man. You know, it's like
it's just quite apparent to us that, you know.
Now, I for one, I pay attention to everything. I might be the most coveted voter of all time.
Actually,
except for anything that needs to be read. I'm sorry for everybody who wrote a book or an article. Unless you put that shit on audio, you got nothing out of me.
To be fair, you might be. You do consume all the content out there.
I'm being
Do your due
sarcastic
diligence.
and I'm being somewhat self-deprecating, but at the same time, like, I watch a lot of. I pay very close attention.
If you didn't watch it, it was sent to our group chat, and then you had to watch it.
Berkey's got his finger on the pulse.
Yeah, that's right. Fingers on the pulse. For a very, very, very short period of time. I'm so far 1 foot out the door, baby. I'm 1 foot out the door. I'm a high stakes gambler. I'm no longer in this mix.
All right.
Get me out of the content creating space. Take me to a fucking mountain with Joey. Let me get in the lab. I'm going to be in the lab for the next 6, 7, 8 years. And then maybe when I'm 50, you'll see a re-return.
Efro should lead the committee.
I agree.
There you are.
110%. Fucking Efro. Give him the job.
Efro, you and me, we can do our own little awards. I don't know what we'll call them.
The Efros. That's actually pretty good.
That's strong.
The OFAs, if you will.
Oh, man.
I'm lost.
OnlyFans or OnlyFriends Award.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, OnlyFans Awards actually
OnlyFans
better.
Awards. That probably,
Hey, I'll show up for that
We'll
one.
get way more views if we do that.
that's the AVAs. It already exists. I think that's going on this
ABNs,
month.
but yeah.
ABN, sorry. Yeah.
Get it right.
Guapo's VIP passes. Okay.
He's hosting the event.
They got a chair waiting for me.
He knows dates, everything. Coming into the final table today, I think I get a little bit lucky. I know everybody at this final table, so I won't botch any names.
Let's go.
Martin Zamani leading the way, 5.535 million. I feel like that's a fucking lot.
It is. Let's go, gangsta.
Big Martin. Martin Z.
Martin's the fucking best.
Michael Veneer,
A-team.
second. He is the A-team Zamani these days. Veneer has 3.065 million. Savral coming in just shy of 3 million. Weissman making his second final table, I believe, of this series, 1.5 million. Eric Blair, 1 million.
That's big Vegas.
That is big Vegas. Spencer Chaplin coming in. Oh, God damn it. You know, it's like me trying to pronounce these names.
I knew once you said you wouldn't have a problem, I knew you were going to come.
Me trying to pronounce these names is the equivalent of ESL students trying to get through the English language. I do my best.
What's the equivalent of Sam making up a name for someone he doesn't like?
No, it's so much worse. It's like this. It's like my man here playing the Duolingo game, just looking at words and making shit up on the fly.
Go ahead, Berk. Give it your college try.
No. I'm trying to give Guapo a segue here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry, Poppy. I was cooking. Trying anyway.
But you're missing one. Who else is there?
Patrick Leonard.
Patrick Leonard rounds it out. Third final table. We got the swap in.
Hell yeah, brother.
He's coming in 7 of 7.
Come on, Big Pat.
So he's going to need to do work.
He wins. He said to me, he wins one all in, he wins the tournament.
Well, yeah.
You win one all in.
That's how it works.
That is how they work. They tend to anyway. Best of luck to everybody in the field. We'll be paying close attention. I guess we're just going to lose the joke. Is that what's happening here?
So we're going?
Yeah, this is where we're going.
We have a joke?
إذا كلمات إنجليزي وكده سشتتولي سكاتشو بورد
سكادجول
إيه
سكادجول
سكادجوارد إيه
سكادجول
سكادجوال.
How can we watch it? You've never seen this before? It's so good. It's not just him.
سكادجوال سكادجوال. لا إله إلا الله. سكادجوال. أملوندا. الموند. بوكوتي ريفولوجي بربط رجلي بكتيريولوجي بكتيريا احلى بكتيريا يا عم لوكاندا استسكول
لوكاندا
دي صح لوكاندا كاسكاليسياس
لاكاديسيكال
ايه
لاكاديسيكال
يا عم الاولى ايه
لاكاديسيكال.
Why are they having this man say words that we will never fucking use?
Yeah.
Lackadaisical is very useful.
Okay, lackadaisical. Like, let's start with house.
Hey man, almond was in there.
لاكاديسيكال.
Almond.
لاكاديستال لاكاليستال. هنفضل طول اليوم حلوه كده يا جدعان. اللي عايز ياخد درس انجليزي يكلمني خاصه.
Chef's kiss. He said, "Look, get this out of here."
This is me every time I see an Eastern European name.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
Vladimir. I don't fucking know.
Like
man.
there's ones like that. There's some people that like speak French as their main language and then do it. It's so good.
It is very good. Lackadaisical was real head turner.
That's the end boss right there. Jeez.
Man, it's like, why don't they just use house? You should really start with single syllable
right,
words.
Yeah, seriously.
Let's leave the multi-syllable words.
I don't even think you said
can't even say half those words.
We know.
Bacteriology?
Special?
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure you didn't even say bacteriology right.
No, he got like each syllable correct.
Bacteriology.
Yeah,
you should still have an X over there.
That was pretty good. All right, let's get into the Weekend Warrior and get out of here.
Let's go! What's poppin', everybody? We are on a little downswing here. You know, my heart, all I got to do is make sure Lamanna loses at this point. I can't win, unfortunately. Maybe I might find a little, Hail Mary next weekend with the Super Bowl, but we don't know
2
yet.
weekends from now.
2 weekends, whatever.
Let's do a little recap first, Connie. Let's check out the scores.
Okay. Let's see what we got here. Hanks leading the fucking way. My God, this man's on fire. Can't see how much he has. I don't have.
He's got just shy of 5,500.
All right, Platt second still.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Tortoise, I'm struggling. Connie and I are struggling down at the bottom.
What does Berkey have? What does Berkey have?
Less than me.
Like $10.
Doing the Guapo
$10
strategy.
less. Like $10
was
less.
like 1,200.
No, like
less than you?
600.
You jumped ahead of old.
I didn't
Senior
jump
Berkey?
ahead. He crumbled himself.
I didn't crumble myself. I'm right where I need to be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about that $10 window between us.
Okay.
Down bad. All right.
I just make profitable bets. Closing line
wait,
value. Closing line value every week, baby. Every week,
Berk,
closing line value.
Tell me your closing line value this week, please.
All right, we have a banger.
All right.
I've never been more sure that I'm going to get lucky than this week. We got the Commanders on the money line. Saquon anytime TD. That's a fucking lock. And then Zach Ertz anytime TD. Ooh, I think with the Washington win, Ertz is going to come up pretty big in this one. Okay. $75 to win $12.75. Put me right back in the mix. Get ready for
what?
Trying to laying it all on the line on sports bet props.
Nice.
During the Super Bowl.
All right, Masato, talk to me.
I am going with when you look at the leaderboard and you see who's leading, you learn from the best.
Okay.
And Mr. Hanks has been out there with tantalizing teasers. So I'm desperate times call for desperate measures. I'm pulling out the teasers, baby. We got Washington because, man, they look good. They're on fire. You know, they got the momentum. So I think giving them 12 points should be good enough to get that done. And then I'm not betting against Mahomes, man. Can't bet against them. I got a little buffer. It's nice 3.5 with the teaser. You got plus 3.5, so they can lose by a field goal and still get the win.
You put 100 on this.
Put 100 on it to win about $80 or so. Right. So we're trying to position ourselves to just get ahead of Conrad, so I don't get punished.
If you were to lose this, you have 189 left.
It sounds about 179, something like that.
All right, Orlando, talk to me.
Guapo strategy. Eagles money line. Don't really matter what happens this week.
This motherfucker's wearing a Kansas City fucking pullover and talking about Eagles money line.
Yeah.
You're not going to bet your team?
That game is closer. Why would I do that? That's not what the Guapo strategy says to do.
That's a perfect segue because
look at us.
Let's go.
Who would have thought?
What are you doing, Guap?
Same thing.
Same thing.
Wow. No UFC this weekend?
No UFC this weekend, Puppy.
All right.
Let me go take a look at what our friends from No Gamble, No Future, by the way, they got a coin out.
Start with
no affiliation.
I think I sold it, guys.
You sold it?
Yeah, for like $1 loss.
Oh man! All right, so we got Hanks going with $100 parlay.
Wow.
He has Kareem Hunt to score a touchdown, Josh Allen to score a touchdown, Saquon Barkley and Brian Robinson Jr. all to score a touchdown. 100 to win. 1656 in profit. And our boy Jeff Platt is going with
going hard.
$1,120 on the Eagles -6.
Wow. So Commanders winning. Big flip flop.
Huge.
Lamanna dies.
No, I have Commanders.
No, you took Philly, I thought.
No, I thought Commanders.
Yes, Commanders
Landon dies.
Plus 12.
Dies mean I lose $50?
Yeah, you lose $50. You die.
And I'm still ahead of Turtle.
Conrad dies.
Wait, what did Conrad have?
Why the fuck do I die?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't hear your pick.
Because I didn't get to do it yet. You're talking about people dying and stuff.
Yeah,
sorry, Guapo dies.
Yeah, there you go.
Platt dies.
And I am going with...
I rise.
Wait, hold on.
I rise to the... Wait, is it I rise to the top or is it I rise to the top?
Okay, what are we doing here? Jesus.
My heart goes out to you.
Your heart goes out to you. It's a good meme now.
My heart goes out to you, Philly.
Unbelievable. All right,
God.
Trump's America, baby. Jeez.
It's really funny because like deciphering stuff like that is like when people try to decipher between like the hard R versus not.
Right,
It's just like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
Just, not something to do. Go on.
I don't even know how to... We're talking about the hard
They had a
R.
20-minute segment on Pat McAfee, never actually stating the motion or doing the motion, but like dancing around it. It was the funniest fucking thing I had sat through.
All right, go ahead, Conrad.
I am going with the Washington Redskins.
They're the Commanders.
No, they're the Redskins.
No, that's
Trump's
racist.
America's back.
That is racist.
Well, ask Joanne if it's racist or not, all right?
Okay.
But I'm going with the Washington Redskins. Jaden Daniels leads his team to the first Super Bowl since when? I don't know.
1989?
How much you betting? Only 50?
A little 50.
They happened to beat the Bills the last time.
Listen, unfortunately, my goal
1990,
is to stay ahead of you
So
right
I need
now.
them to lose by less than 12.
Funny story about the last time the Washington Redskins. The Commanders made
you're right.
you
already did the
were the Redskins.
Hitler salute. What the hell's the difference at this point? Jesus Christ!
I can't show love from my heart, and I got to be aligned now with this. The 1990 versus the Bills. This was my first ever sports bet. I bet $5 on the Bills, and I'll have you know, I welched on that bet. I did not have $5, and when push came to shove,
scammer.
fucking Fucking
Jungleman's gonna be tweeting about you.
Was it Norwood, the kicker for the Bills, missed that goddamn, or was that against the Giants?
How do you remember the fucking kicker's name?
Oh, I remember.
From...
Scott Norwood, I believe.
I think.
But I can't remember if it was against the Giants or the Redskins.
I mean, they were the Redskins.
They were the Redskins then. It's fine.
Right.
We're going back into history.
The last pick, Connie, I forwarded it to you.
The last pick is we got our boy Hunt.
That's right.
All right, one sec. Let's see. Hunt is going with
some soccer nonsense.
I wouldn't call it nonsense at this point.
All right, Platt, if you're out there, we're going to need you to double check this one against DraftKings and make sure that Hunt's not getting the best of us here with these fucking parlays.
I'm sorry.
It doesn't matter. They see it on the screen.
They got it.
Just
it's two soccer picks. Looks like Brighton and Ashton. He is wagering $350 to win $931.
Taking a couple dogs here in the overs, and he's looking to cash in. Let's go under, lower. Let's go lower.
All right, well there you got it. We got to fight back. Kind of got to find a way. Washington Redskins need to win, and then I got to figure out how. I'm gonna put a recipe.
We got to figure out who. We got
to
figure out who we're giving our last pick to for Super Bowl week, because it's a Jeopardy type dealio.
I mean, we could give it to LaManna. He can't win anyway.
Yeah, sure he can.
I could win. 100x, baby.
Have we decided if we are taking next week off?
We're not taking next week off. 100% not.
Okay.
I'm with LaManna here.
No, it would just be. It would just.
I think it should count as off. There's nothing to bet on.
Of course. Anybody that's comfortable wants it to be off.
Exactly.
Football.
Oh, I would think the opposite. I would think you would want it off.
No, we want it on.
If you lose, then you're
I need people to lose. It's going to come down to the last week anyway. I want more opportunity.
Go your side because I'm trying to win still, all right?
Yeah, I'm trying to win too.
Well, you know what? Actually, I'll tell you after Sunday, if the Washington Redskins lose, then you know what? We're off next week.
Well, we are very likely off of the podcast.
Okay.
So we would be doing it for no one. And there's...
For my heart. My heart, Berkey.
All right, we'll take a vote. How's that? We'll take a vote in the chat.
Yeah. By the way, I saw somebody else very naturally doing something along the lines of and this was the.
Yeah. Well, they had so many people doing basically exactly what Elon was doing, just going like this and then waving, and it's just it's like my heart goes out to you, and you go like that, and then you're like, oh nope, you're a Nazi. Let's relax a little bit.
No, I haven't seen any of that. The straight arming, no. I've seen the prayers. I've seen the heart, and then the above your head. That was an aggro fucking.
The angle was bad. The angle and the straight hand was bad.
Yeah,
wave like this.
Yeah.
Keep it low. I saw real high.
I saw a lot.
Anywhere in between.
I saw a lot of the bent wrists.
You got to do the Disney princess wave to the crowd, and then the individual wave at one.
You know what? How about this, Elon? Just keep your hands in your pockets anytime you're in public. From there
this is what happens when the AI shorts out. The mechanics get a little bit stiff and it gets convoluted.
Yeah,
it might just be an
oil can. You need oil can. He's like
it's funny because it might just be an unfortunate moment with everything going on and everybody's thoughts about certain people.
It's Trump's America, okay? This is going to live on for a few weeks, right along with the cycle of they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Us losing that soundbite in the middle of the show, it was honestly a travesty, and I'm ready to bring both of that back alongside the Elon Nazi salute.
Jesus.
Efro said it's 2025. It's only right we're debating Nazi salute or autism.
Yeah. Right? Welcome to it, baby. You got 4 years of beauty. All right, that's going to do it for us. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. My heart goes out to all of you people. Let's keep it clean. We'll see you guys all Monday.
Later, squad.
Peace.